not gonna lie, this is always one of my favorite videos to film. Sitting down today, I am so excited because I look forward to this video literally all year. It's something that I feel like has become a little bit of an annual tradition and something that I really enjoy talking about. So good morning, Mom Tea, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking trends, and honestly I feel like I could talk about trends for hours. I love doing trend research. I love looking into what's going to be coming for the following year, what's going to be on trend, the things to look out for, those kind of like hot lists to keep your eye on, and thinking about how I want to be adding it into my wardrobe. And it's funny, considering how much I love talking about trends, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like the biggest trend follower, and I think that's the most important thing. I think that's why I find this so fun, because I don't ever feel like pressure to add these pieces into my wardrobe. I don't feel like I have to be following these trends every single year. Particularly more kind of like micro trends is something that I feel like is really interesting to look at from almost like an outsider's perspective, and then maybe have a little bit of fun with thinking about how you can add it into your wardrobe. I always feel like the most important thing is your own true personal style, and even when chatting about trends, I'm not necessarily going to be following all of these. I just think it's really fun to look into them, to think about them, to maybe have a little bit of fun with them, maybe have a little bit of a play about with them, and maybe see how I can start to kind of like add them into my wardrobe, see how the trend maybe evolves. And actually this year, my trend predictions for 2025 I think are more interesting than ever, because so many of these are actually continuations of trends. And it's funny, I feel like we're doing a bit of a full circle where trends used to last quite a long time, and then I felt like TikTok came about and micro trends really started to come about and things started to move at a much quicker pace. I don't know about you guys, I feel like the way that I shop has changed so much. My attitude towards buying clothes, my attitude towards trends and towards fashion in general has changed so much, and a lot of us just kind of want to slow down a little bit. And I'm really noticing that within my trend predictions for 2025, because if you watched my autumn winter trend prediction video, actually I did 2 trend prediction videos in autumn, so many of these are actually cropping up again in 2025. So I'm going to be talking about my top 10 trend predictions for the following year, and as I said, I could talk about this for hours. In fact, I could definitely do a part 2 of this video, so let me know if you enjoy this and you want to see more. I can do a bit more of like a deeper dive and maybe look more towards those kind of micro trends. I'm really steering clear of the micro trends in this video and looking at this kind of like overall umbrella trends that we're going to be seeing in 2025. The ones that I think are going to be the most prominent, that are going to make the biggest impact in our wardrobe. So let me know if you want a part 2, and let's jump into it. My top 10 fashion trend predictions for 2025. Starting with a trend that I feel like is a bit of a 180 for me. If you know me and you know my fashion, I would say the best way to describe my fashion is that kind of quiet luxury, which I've been really enjoying. I've been really steering away from like monograms, big logos, any kind of like loud pieces. Well, 2025 is about to flip that on its head. I feel like people are getting maybe a little bit sick of quiet luxury and are just wanting to have a little bit more fun with their outfits, a little bit more fun with their wardrobe. So 2025 is going to be the year of loud luxury, and I'm talking massive monogramming, I'm talking loads of jewelry styling all up together, I'm talking big logos are coming back. 2025 is the year for loud fashion and loud luxury, and I feel like we've seen this coming. I feel like we've seen it in a lot of the trends that happen in 2024, things like leopard print, which are obviously a little bit of a more louder print, more kind of color that people are adding into their wardrobes, the bag charm trends that we saw in 2024. I've really seen this coming into fashion, but I feel like 2025 is when it's going to boom. So if you're like me and you do have a few monogrammed bags, really heavily logo bags that you've maybe kind of like had in the back of your wardrobe that you've not been wearing recently, now might be the time to bring them back out and let them come back to the surface. Now, as I said, this is very much about your own true personal style, and if you still hate that kind of like loud luxury, but maybe you do want to incorporate a slight little bit of it, I feel like looking into accessories is a great way to do that. For me, following trends is always really fun in like my bags, my accessories, my belts, my hats, my scarves. I feel like it's a really easily and much more affordable way of adding the trend into your wardrobe. So think about the handbags that you've got in your collection, think about the belts that you could maybe be adding into your outfits, and the accessories that you can add to your looks if you did want to follow that loud luxury trend. But it's all about sticking to your true personal style. It's all about being you in your fashion, despite the fact that it is a massive trend this year. I feel like we all need to consider how we want to personally maybe follow the trend, how we want to personally maybe add it into our daily outfits, and how wearable it can actually be as a trend. So for me, I definitely think it's going to be about rediscovering those pieces that I've maybe kind of like had at the back of my wardrobe that I've not been thinking about for a little while, and just thinking about how I can have a little bit of a play about with them, how I can add them back into my wardrobe and start to follow that loud luxury trend for 2025, which, as I said, is a complete 180 to my usual fashion, but I think it is a trend that I could definitely have a little bit of fun with. And trend number 2 follows on quite perfectly from the loud luxury trend, and again is a bit of a continuation from a 2024 trend, which is statement jewelry. Now in 2024, I believe when I spoke about it, it was particularly statement earrings, and that is something that I have been absolutely loving adding into my wardrobe. I feel like 2023 and 2024 were the year for me to discover jewelry again, to discover my love for jewelry and how much I love styling up jewelry pieces, how much I love having fun with my accessories and particularly with my earrings. But I feel like that trend is now going one step further, and it's not just statement earrings that we're looking at anymore, but more statement jewelry as a whole. I'm talking necklaces, I'm talking rings, I'm talking bracelets, I'm talking bag accessories, I'm talking even adding jewelry to like your belts and things like that. I feel like a lot of people are just having so much fun with their jewelry, and it really ties into that kind of like loud luxury trend. One thing I love about doing these videos is seeing how the trends can really tie in, how you can always like double up on trends and how it's all intertwined. This is what we love about fashion. I honestly get so geeky whenever I talk about it, but statement jewelry, or more even in particular retro jewelry, is going to be huge this year. So those big statement earring pieces, big cuffs, big rings, it's time to have a little look at your jewelry collection and think about how you can switch it up and what you can add into your wardrobe. And one thing I love about jewelry, and what I love about this becoming more of a trend, is that it's so much easier to access. Now I feel like so many amazing high street brands are doing gorgeous costume jewelry pieces that you can easily and affordably add into your collection without breaking the bank. I would look at H&M, Zara, Mango and Cezanne. They are my favorite pieces to look at when it comes to statement jewelry pieces that are not going to cost the earth. I'll leave a little link to them down below if you do want to check out their new in jewelry pieces for 2025, because they know that it is a trend and they are serving some really, really beautiful pieces. So it's definitely a trend I am super excited about for the new year, and a trend that I think I'm really going to incorporate into my outfits in 2025. Trend number 3 is another one that I am super, super excited about, and one that again is a bit of a continuation from 2024, one that I have personally been starting to dabble my toe into, and definitely I'm going to continue adding into my wardrobe and adding to my outfits in 2025, and that is the Ballet Flat Mary Jane trend. Now I am someone who loves feminine trends in particular. I find more masculine trends just don't really suit me. I don't know if it's like the petite height or if it's just kind of like my body type, my frame, but I feel like wearing masculine clothes makes me look like I'm wearing my mother's outfits. It's just not a cute look on me. I much prefer more kind of like feminine styles, feminine silhouettes, and particularly feminine footwear. I absolutely adore. These are a couple of new in shoes that I haven't actually gotten the chance to wear yet, that I picked up in 2024, that I'm so excited to add to my outfits in 2025. So of course the typical ballet flats, and I know a lot of people say that if it's got a pointed toe it doesn't count as a ballet flat, but I disagree. I think it's just a pointed toe ballet flat in different kind of like styles, different colors. I love this little pair here. They've got a little bow detail on, which was another big trend of 2024 that is definitely going to be continuing in 2025. And then a gorgeous pair with the classic Mary Jane strap. Now these I feel like are going to be so huge in 2025. And what I quite like about them is I do feel like they really transcend seasons. Whenever I do these videos, I try not to focus too heavily on the winter trends, because obviously being in the middle of January, we're only thinking about our winter wardrobe. However, I do want to include some trends that are going to be going forward in spring, in summer, and I feel like a pair of Mary Janes or a pair of Ballet Flats is exactly that pair of shoe that can take you forward into the coming seasons. I picked up a couple of slingbacks, a couple of Ballet Flats last year in 2024. I think I may have got them in about April, the first pair, and I wore them in May, in June, in July, in August, in September, October. I think I only stopped wearing them in about November because they just go with everything. You can wear these with skirts, you can wear them with dresses, you can wear them with jeans, you can wear them with tailored trousers. I honestly have not found an outfit that these don't go with, and I really, really love the added detail of the strap. I just feel like it makes it a little bit more daytime, a little bit more feminine, and really gives that nod towards the trend. So if you're wanting to kind of make sure that you're following the trend in a really classic way, I'd maybe opt for a Ballet Flat, because I feel like they are one of those pieces that just never date, they never go out of style. But if you want to have a little bit more fun, you can maybe play about with colors. You can look into shoes that have more of a strap, that have got more of a pointed toe, a bit more detailing. I feel like it's one of those trends that, despite being classic, we can still have a lot of fun out of, and I cannot wait to start creating more outfits with these beauties. Now, we always need to talk about the color of the year. And there's a couple of colours that I've kind of heard cropping up that if I'm going to do a part 2, I can include a couple more of them in that video. But the main one that I wanted to discuss today, the colour that I feel like is the colour of the year, that again, actually transcends seasons, and I think is very, very wearable, is Pistachio. Now, I feel like 2024 was the year of green. Green in all different shades, in all different kind of variations. We saw a lot of olive, we saw a lot of khaki, we saw a lot of sage, and particularly saw a lot of pistachio. And I feel like that's where the 2025 trend is almost just kind of honing in on that last colour. Pistachio is going to be the colour of the season, and it's a colour that I feel like is so wearable in every single season. The other colour that I've seen that I'm not going to include in this video, I feel like is more of like a spring summer trend, whereas pistachio is a colour that I will wear all year round. Happy to wear it in winter with some really gorgeous like darker colours like pistachio with blacks, with dark greens, with browns. Beautiful. As soon as it hits spring, I might pair it with some lighter beiges. I might pair it with some creams. In summer, whites, neutrals, absolutely beautiful. And then in autumn, we go back to those like muddy, earthy, browny tones. It's one of those colours that I feel like is so wearable and a trend I'm so excited about. And one thing I always want to be doing with these trend videos is not just telling you about the trends that are going to be coming, giving you my predictions, but also talking about how we can incorporate these into our wardrobe, how we can style them up, and how we can wear them in the coming year. And one thing I would always say when it comes to seeing a new trend that's been coming in, thinking about adding these pieces into your wardrobe, is to not go out and spend hundreds of pounds, but first actually rifle through your wardrobe and think about those pieces that maybe weren't necessarily a trend, but now they're really coming up. I am so excited about the pistachio trend because I actually have a bag, which I did include in my best and worst video of 2024, that I feel like was such a good purchase because I was almost foreshadowing that this was coming as a trend. It's my beautiful Demier basket bag, the Santorini basket bag with the pistachio green trim. And that is such a fun way of adding it into my wardrobe. It styles so beautifully with like white linen dresses, cotton dresses, beautiful linen trousers, really like super slouchy summery outfits with just that little pop of trend in the look. I absolutely love that. And what I love about it as well is that even when pistachio is no longer a trend, even when it's something that is no longer on everyone's radar, I'll still be wearing and loving the bag because it's timeless, it's classic, and even when the particular colour isn't on trend, it's still a really fun colour to style up in summer. So pistachio, the colour that should be on everyone's radar, that we can style up throughout the entirety of 2025, that I cannot wait to add into my outfits and just have so much fun with. So make sure to have that on your radar for the colour of the year. Pistachio is going to be huge. Trend number 5, and a trend that I am very excited to see coming into 2025 because I needed to join Addicts Anonymous for this trend in 2024, and that is cardigans. Cardigans are going to be continuing to take over the high street, take over the runways in 2025, but with a little bit of a twist. And again, this is something that I love about trends, is that you can take such a classic, timeless outfit, but just tweak it ever so slightly to make it a little bit more modern, a little bit more current, and a little bit more fun. And I'm definitely noticing that in the cardigan trend for 2025. I feel like in 2024, it was much more about those classic styles, classic silhouettes, but in 2025, it's gonna be about those fun silhouettes, those fun styles, more kind of a cinched in waist, cardigans with maybe an asymmetric kind of like detail to it, fun, bold buttons. I feel like brands are gonna have so much fun with this trend because it's such an easy one to add into your wardrobe. It's such an accessible trend that I don't think anyone's gonna find too daunting. I know sometimes when it comes to trends, when it's something that's this really big, huge thing, it can be really daunting thinking about how you can like add it into your wardrobe, how you can kind of style it up without feeling like silly, whereas no one feels silly in a cardigan. It's one of those pieces that I just say is so versatile to have in your wardrobe, and especially if you're here in the UK, it's one of those pieces you will probably only not wear for about 2 months of the year. I will be wearing my cardigans in January, February, March, April, May, maybe not June, July, August, September, October, November, December. They are so vital in my wardrobe, and I style them up in so many different ways. Again, it's one of those pieces that I feel like goes with everything. I wear them with jeans, I wear them with trousers, I wear them with skirts, I wear them with slip skirts. I absolutely love a cardi and just love how many different ways you can wear them and how many different ways you can style them. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out on the high street for some more fun cardigans that I can add into my wardrobe so I can really play about with that trend, because it's one that I think I'm really going to enjoy adding into my wardrobe, enjoy shopping for new pieces and just adding those few pieces into my wardrobe to really incorporate that trend in 2025. Okay, I couldn't not talk about this trend. And I hate to say it, but this is one that I am not the biggest fan of, but I've seen it everywhere. And I know certain girls are going to love this, so let me know if you're a lover or a hater of the sheer trend. And when I say the sheer trend, I mean sheer everything. I feel like so many brands are incorporating it in so many different ways, really creative ways that I never really thought of, but with regards to shoes, with regards to bags, with regards to tops, trousers, jackets, I've seen so many brands that have been really leaning into that sheer trend, and I think it's going to be quite a big one for 2025. It's personally not a trend I love because I'm someone who just like doesn't like a lot of skin being on show. I mean, hence why I'm wearing a roll neck, long sleeve jumper. I'm not someone that feels like overly confident with a lot of skin on show. Even in the summer, I much prefer something a little bit more modest and a little bit more covered up. But it is one that you can have a little bit more fun with. You can go for like really creative like bralettes underneath, something really bright and colourful. You could definitely play about with this trend. It's just not one that I feel confident, comfortable, or I'm excited about. So comment down below, are you a lover or a hater? Are you excited about the sheer trend, or are you like me? Are you going to stay well clear of it? Trend number 7, however, is a trend that I am so excited about, and a trend that I am really glad to see continuing into 2025, because I feel like most of us will already have this in our wardrobe, so we can really get that cost per wear. We can really utilize those pieces that we already have, and that is the big brown bag. I feel like big handbags have been really coming into play since maybe like 2022. For the last few years, I feel like big handbags have just taken over. Long gone are the trendy little micro mini bags. Everyone wants like a big, really versatile, really practical handbag. Let's be honest, we're commuting, we're going to work. We need to have a lot of stuff with us. For me personally, my favorite big handbag is my Denim New York handbag. Denim is a brand that I just honestly think has been taking over. They're such a good price point, especially when it comes to the kind of like luxury quality factor. They're nothing on the kind of like really high-end designers, but they are a bit of an investment. So it's great to know that making that investment has paid off. It's a trend that is going to be continuing. So if you are yet to invest in a big brown bag, I would definitely recommend doing it now. There's some really gorgeous, more high-end pieces, some really lovely high street pieces. I think it's one of those items that is just so practical to have in your wardrobe, and it's really nice to be able to incorporate trends that are a little bit more practical, because 90% of the time when I'm talking about trends, they're just there for like purely fashion purposes, where it's quite nice to have a trend that's like a practical trend as well that we really utilize in our wardrobe. So the big brown bag trend it's here to stay for 2025. And speaking of what is here to stay, another trend that I'm so excited that really came into its own in 2024 that is going nowhere in 2025 is the suede trend. And I know so many of us added suede pieces into our wardrobe last year. I saw you guys, I saw what you were shopping, and I know so many of you were like me, just adding little pieces here and there. And it's really nice to know that those pieces are going to get their cost per wear, that we're still going to be able to wear and rock them in 2025. And what I quite like about the suede trend is I feel like it's a trend that's kind of taken over every aspect of the fashion world. And you can pick up suede in pretty much anything, whether it's a handbag, whether it's a jacket, whether it's a pair of shoes, a pair of trousers, a skirt. I have seen suede done in so many different ways. I bought a suede jacket last year that I have not gotten enough wear out of, so I'm really excited for the weather to get a little bit warmer for me to bring that baby out in spring for 2025. But I now have quite a few suede pieces in my wardrobe. I've got some suede shoes, I've got a suede bag, and now having the suede jacket. It's really nice to know that it's a trend that is going to be continuing, and it's one that I'm really excited to see how it's going to evolve and how else we can style it up for 2025. So I know so many of you guys are going to be so excited to know that suede is here to stay for this year. Don't say that I didn't warn you at the start of this video that there was going to be a lot of continued trends from 2024. A lot of pieces that you would have heard me talking about in my 2024 trend prediction video, my autumn winter trend prediction videos, but another one that has definitely continued from the previous year that I'm so excited about is the denim on denim trend. And I feel like denim is spoke about in every single trend prediction video that I ever do, because it's just such a huge part of our wardrobes. It's such an important part of our fashion, and I would definitely say that 2024 for me was the year that I really discovered denim. And I know that's going to sound really silly, but if you follow me for a while, you'll probably know what I mean, because before this previous year, I barely ever touched denim in my wardrobe. I barely ever wore jeans. I didn't really know what kind of styles suited me. I didn't really know what worked for my body shape. But 2024 was, for me, the year that I really discovered what denim pieces I liked to wear. And I would so encourage you to do the same. If you maybe have been wearing something that you don't necessarily feel like you in, or you just had it for ages and you just wear it because it's easy, because it's there, I feel like 2025 is the year that we're really going to discover the denim that suits us and have a little bit more fun with denim trends. I, for one, despite the fact knowing that it is a trend for 2025, know that skinny jeans will just never suit me. I'm more of like a barrel leg girl, a wide leg girl, a boyfriend fit girl, and I'm really excited about the denim on denim trend continuing, because I feel like I'm able to discover more denim pieces that I can add into my wardrobe. I added a denim dress into my wardrobe last year, and I cannot wait to wear it in 2025. I feel like it's a real nod to that denim on denim trends, whether it's denim skirts, denim jackets, denim shirts, denim trousers. The denim on denim trend is here to stay and is going to be taking over in 2025. And finally, trend number 10. I've been a little bit cheeky and actually left one of the best trends till last, because I wanted to keep you hanging. And this is a trend I've seen all over TikTok, I've seen all over Instagram, that I am actually kind of excited about, and that is the Fisherman aesthetic. And on first glance of the Fisherman aesthetic, you think that is not going to be a trend that you would like, Ellie, but I would say it's actually a really fun one that, especially in like spring, summer, I think is really going to come into its own. If you've been like me and you've loved the Nancy Myers aesthetic, you've really loved the coastal grandmother aesthetic, the countryside grandma aesthetic, this is almost like another branch off from that. The Fisherman aesthetic is basically the coastal version of this. So think nautical stripes, think your lovely big welly boots, your linen shirts, your gorgeous kind of like blue on the coast in the Hamptons kind of a vibe. I think it's going to be a trend that's going to be really fun. In fact, my gorgeous new Ralph Lauren jumper, I actually feel like kind of comes into that trend a little bit, despite the fact that it's a dog. I've seen loads of like fish versions of this jumper, and I think it's really fun, and I think it's a great way to add this trend into your wardrobe. It might be more of a micro trend, it might be quite fleeting, but it's one that I feel like, again, if you have these pieces in your wardrobe already, you can definitely have a little bit of fun with. Let's be honest, everyone probably has a pair of welly boots, or even like a pair of riding boots, some loose, easy, lightweight linens, lovely stripy jumpers. Having these in your wardrobe already is great, and they're also pieces that even when the Fisherman trend is out of style, you can still wear it just as a striped jumper on its own. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Fisherman aesthetic. So they're pieces that I feel like even if you were to add them into your wardrobe now, they still will stand the test of time, whilst also incorporating themselves into a fun little trend for 2025. So what do we think of the Fisherman aesthetic? It's one that I've seen actually quite a lot of controversy around. Some people are loving it, some people are hating it. I, for one, am quite excited, but I do feel like it's a bit of a Marmite trend. So let me know what you think. So those are my top 10 trend predictions for 2025. The 10 trends that I am most excited to see continuing or coming into their own this coming year. Let me know if you do want a part 2, because as I say, I could talk about trends for hours. I find it so much fun thinking about what's going to be coming, thinking about what I can add into my wardrobe, and thinking about how I can just have fun with my outfits. If you did enjoy the video, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.